Meridian. One wrong look can rewrite your entire life, and I had no idea mine was about to change forever. It was supposed to be routine. Just another controlled, predictable day aboard the station. Until I saw her across the room, and suddenly, without warning, without reason, I realized I couldn't stop staring no matter how hard I tried to look away. Then she turned. Slowly, deliberately. And in that single moment, everything in my world shifted beyond anything I understood. I should have looked away. I knew it was wrong, but something inside me refused to break that moment of connection. The room went quiet. Not completely silent, but heavy. Like everyone around us could feel something unusual happening. She smiled. Not surprised, not confused, but like she already knew exactly what I was thinking before I even did. I tried to speak, to say something normal, something professional, but the words barely formed before they disappeared completely. She stepped closer, calm, confident, completely unafraid, like she was in control of something I couldn't even comprehend. And her skin, it wasn't just glowing, it moved like living constellations, shifting patterns that felt alive in ways I couldn't explain. I knew what she was. I understood her species scientifically, but this moment felt completely different from anything I had studied before. She looked at me, not just seeing me physically, but like she could see every thought forming inside my mind. Logic told me to stop, to step back, to disengage. But something deeper kept pulling me closer without permission. The station shifted slightly, gravity recalibrating like it always did. But for some reason I barely even noticed it happening. She moved effortlessly, perfectly balanced, completely stable, like the laws affecting everyone else didn't apply to her at all. Then she touched me. Just a simple contact, but in that instant, everything I thought I understood completely changed. I saw galaxies, entire systems forming and collapsing, like my mind had been opened to something far beyond human limits. My thoughts scattered, unable to process what I was experiencing. Like reality itself was slipping through my understanding. She called it connection, something natural to her kind. But to me, it felt far greater, far more overwhelming than that word suggested. And suddenly, I became aware of everything again, because everyone around us had stopped, and they were all watching. The system flagged us instantly. Alarms triggered silently, recognizing something that clearly wasn't supposed to happen here. She grabbed my hand without hesitation, her grip firm, certain, and told me to run before I could even react. Just like that. Everything escalated, from a quiet moment into something urgent, dangerous, and completely out of control. There was no time to think anymore, no time to question anything, only time to move and follow her lead. I realized it too late. I was already too deep in this, far beyond the point where I could simply walk away. We moved fast, pushing through corridors, barely staying ahead of whatever was already tracking our every movement. Something was following us, not just physically, but scanning, searching, trying to understand what we had become. We slipped into the shadows, leaving the open corridors behind. Hiding where the system couldn't easily see us, the space closed in around us. Tight, metallic, suffocating, making every breath feel heavier than the last. And somehow, even there, the connection between us kept growing stronger instead of fading away. I could feel her thoughts. Not clearly, not fully, but enough to know they were no longer separate from mine. Her loneliness hit me suddenly, not as an idea, but as a feeling. Deep, endless, and painfully real. She tried to hide it, to push it away. But once I felt it, there was no way to unsee it. They were getting closer. I could hear it now. The system tightening, closing in around us from every direction. She told me to focus. Not on fear, not on escape, but only on her, as if that was the only thing that mattered. And somehow, against all logic, everything inside me aligned with her. Like we were sinking into the same rhythm. We stepped out of the darkness, into something completely different, something unexpectedly beautiful and calm. Silence surrounded us, not empty but full, filled with stars stretching endlessly in every direction. I had never felt anything like it before. Not in research, not in life. Nothing even close to this moment, and she knew, without asking, exactly why I couldn't look away from any of it. It wasn't just curiosity anymore. It had become something far more personal, far more impossible to ignore. It was something deeper, something beyond science, beyond logic, something I didn't have a name for, something I didn't understand. No matter how hard I tried to analyze it like everything else, but even without understanding, it was something I couldn't deny or push away anymore. Then everything changed again, faster than before. Like the moment we found peace, it was taken away instantly. They found us, not by chance, but because something about us made us impossible to hide. She stepped in front of me, without hesitation, protecting me like she had already made her decision. And I didn't let go. Even knowing the risk, even knowing this could end everything for both of us, the energy exploded outward. Not violently, but powerfully, pushing everything around us beyond control, and time itself slowed, stretched, until it felt like the entire universe had paused around us. We crossed a line, something no one before us had ever experienced or survived. And in that moment, I knew there was no going back to what we were before. They tried to stop us, but their bodies barely moved. Like reality itself was resisting them. Our minds were merging, not completely, but enough that the line between us was disappearing. I saw where she came from, her world, her past, everything she had carried alone, and I understood just how different we truly were, and yet how connected we had become. The station began to break around us, systems failing under something they couldn't understand. I thought we had to stop before everything collapsed completely around us, but stopping now might destroy us instead of saving anything. So we made a choice, not separately but together, to take control of what was happening. I trusted her completely. More than logic, more than fear, more than anything I had ever known. She told me to feel, not analyze, not resist, just experience it fully and slowly. Everything became calm again, like the chaos had never existed. Even they, watching from a distance, didn't understand what they were seeing anymore. The chaos settled. The tension dissolved, leaving something entirely new behind. I could see more clearly now, not just physically, but beyond that in ways I couldn't explain. She watched me, not with fear, but with something close to surprise, and somehow, without words, we understood each other completely. This wasn't just connection anymore. It had become something entirely new. It was changing everything. Not just us, but the space around us itself. Even the station responded, adapting, reacting, like it recognized what we had become. I could feel its systems flowing through me, like I was part of it now, but it was almost too much. Too much information, too much sensation at once. They told us to stop, still trying to control something they didn't understand. But we didn't want conflict. We weren't fighting them at all. We wanted something else, something they weren't ready to see yet, and somehow, without force, everything powered down around us. The tension faded completely, leaving only silence and stillness behind. We both realized it, at exactly the same moment. Without needing to say anything, this wasn't the end. Not even close. It was only the beginning of something bigger. I didn't know what we were anymore. Not human, not alien, something in between, but I knew one thing clearly. We weren't alone in this anymore. The danger was gone, at least for now. Replaced by something uncertain, but the questions remained. Bigger than anything we had just faced, all of this, because of one single moment that neither of us expected. One look that lasted just a second, but changed everything. One connection that shouldn't have been possible in the first place, that refused to fade. matter what tried to separate us. The station would never forget what happened here today, and neither would I, no matter what came next. Now we had to understand it, not just experience it blindly, and more importantly, we had to protect it from those who wouldn't accept it. Others would come, searching for answers, for control, for explanations, but we had something better than answers. Something they couldn't measure, a new possibility, something that didn't exist before this moment. A new kind of evolution. Not of bodies, but of connection itself. It all started with a single glance. Something so small it should have meant nothing, and it became something unimaginable, something beyond anything we could have predicted, and even now, it's only just beginning to unfold this time. No matter what happens next, I'll never look away again.